So between just a minute ago and now, I have thought of a speech, I have written it, and I'm ready to say it. Well, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, let me say that I'm really very honored to be able to speak to you today on this occasion. And I am honored because, of course, of the fact that I undertake this important task of chairing the Alliance in its first 2 years, setting up the Alliance in reality, but also because I have been selected to do that from my peers and colleagues that I have been working with all these years. And you know, sometimes it is more challenging but more honoring to be selected by your peers to do a job like that. And this occasion of speaking to you makes it for me a happy occasion, because I see amongst you people that I have been associated with and have worked together for many years, many years. And also because of the presence of the Commission and those specific representatives of the Commission with whom the last 4 years, 5 years maybe, I have been cooperating very productively, very happily, I would say, as chairman of the Transport Advisory Group. So it is really a happy occasion and a very honorable occasion for me, and thank you very much for having thought of me for this important task. And I was also present in the ceremony or the event that started it all, which was in December 2008, when the signatories of the Lyon, the so-called Lyon Declaration, signed this declaration in Lyon. It was an event which was organized on the occasion of the French presidency by the then INRETS, today IFSTAR of course. And we all really thought at the time that we were participating in something really important for transport research in Europe. And the subsequent 5 years really proved that it was important, because there were a number of activities which really initiated from that event these 5 years, which to my mind, and I like always to think of things that progress in cycles, you know, not a straight line, but that was a cycle, these 5 years, which really made us all think that a higher level of cooperation, a higher level of integration, if you like, in transport research in Europe would be necessary, would be beneficial for all of us, would be a win-win situation. And now, today, we are at the end of that first cycle and the beginning of a new cycle, which will take us to a higher level, I hope, and I'm really committed to do my best to achieve this goal. So, through these activities of the last 5 years, but mainly through the activities of Project ETRA, which is developing the European Transport Research Alliance, actually the title says that, we are able to reach this point and today's milestone, which really begins with the best of the conditions to succeed. I will only mention the 3 points that are mentioned in this document that Joris mentioned before, and these 3 points are the core values of the Alliance, and this is something which I obviously will take to heart and will try to really pursue as much as possible. These core values are, first, the willingness to go forward together to develop the ERA in transport. So there is a willingness which you can see today. Secondly, the need for transparency, and of course this is very important. And thirdly, the mutual respect for the distinctive roles and positions of the Alliance partners. And I can tell you that I can only promise to work towards promoting these goals and values of the Alliance, really to materialize what we call ERA-T, the vision of the European Research Area in the field of transport, for the next 2 years that I will act as the chair of this of this alliance. Let me also say that the way I see this new entity that enters our sphere of activities in transport research in Europe, I see it really as a way and an opportunity to create a more integrated and therefore more weighty, if I can use this word, more strong representation of the research providers of European transport research, that will, and also to help towards a more consensual approach to important debates on the future of transport research in Europe. I also took very good notice of what Joris said in his presentation as some important tasks for the Alliance for the future. And these are also things that we will discuss and we will promote as much as possible. So that's as much as I would like to say as a brief introduction and position. But on these occasions, there is always an opportunity to thank and recognize those people who have contributed greatly to come to this point. And first let me say one more word about the organizations who came and signed this document today. Those were the organizations that also participate in the ETRA project. I would like to recognize also the contribution of one of those, particularly UNEX, who was the coordinating organization of the project. Of course, the Commission who supported this work these last 2 years, 3 years, something like that. But there were also individuals who were involved in this process. And one of them actually merits special and particular recognition. I think that amongst all those that contributed to the achievement of today's developments, first and outmost, we must acknowledge the contribution of one individual who has envisioned, believed in, and initiated all this process. I'm thinking, of course, of Jean-Pierre Matvier, who is the Deputy Director General of ETRA. And I remind you that it was Jean-Pierre who initiated, and I'm sure that he thought of all this Lyon Declaration issue, and created the process and have us all sign there this declaration. It was Jean-Pierre who created ETRA. Let's not forget that, one of the signatories of today's document. And Jean-Pierre was really the initiator of the idea of the European Conference of Transport Research Institutes. It was Jean-Pierre who promoted and exercised European networking at its maximum, and is the current chair, of course, of Humanist, which was a network of excellence and now an association. And of course it is Jean-Pierre who has been a strong believer and supporter of the ETRA and of ETRA as well, of the Alliance as well. And when I say also, when I speak of Jean-Pierre, who as an individual did all that, I would also like to put credit to his organization, in Reds at the moment, ETRA at the moment, because ETRA is a key research organization in transport research in Europe, and one, if I'm not mistaken, one that participates in all 5 of the signatories organizations of today. So really, I believe and I hope that you will continue to play an active role, Jean-Pierre, and ETRA will continue to play an active role in all these things, as you have done in the past. And I would really like with this to end this impromptu presentation by asking you to come here, Jean-Pierre, and give you some recognition of this. Would perhaps all the also presidents of the... Yes, it is here. And also... but there is also something else here. I will give it to you afterwards. Do I do it alone, or would you like to maybe the chairpersons of the chairman of the Andras, please.
Let's get together again.
Please.
Now with George.
Now with me. It's a certificate of appreciation. It says European Transport Research Alliance, so it is the first, probably the first document that the Alliance will sign and give. And it's a certificate of appreciation for Jean-Pierre and Pierre, with all our best thanks for what you have done for the Alliance to come to this point. Thank you very much.